Alright, probability tells the likelihood that an event is going to happen. The number must be between 0 and 1. So could it be a decimal like 0.5? Yeah. Like, give me an example of something that's like 0.5 probability. 5? What's something that happens that would have like a 0.5 chance of happening?
Winning the lottery.
That is not a 0.5 chance. Raise your hands. David.
Oh, I know.
Well, if you think about it, winning a lottery or 50-50 raffle, usually you have a very small amount of chances of winning out of all the possible combinations. So, like, your chance of winning is probably well under 1%. If you bought half the tickets, then you would have a 0.5 chance. If you buy all of them, you have a 100% chance, which would be 1. Isn't 100% of something all of it? Yes. That means 1. Higher.
Shark attack?
That would probably be more under 1% too. A 0.5 means, what's 0.5 as a fraction?
1.
No, I'm sorry. What's 0.5 as a, let's go percent. 50%. So I want something that happens 50%, like, example. Easy.
Getting picked out of 2 people.
2 people, getting picked out of 2 people, 50-50, good. Marty.
Coin flip.
A coin flip, heads or tails, 50-50, yeah. A true or false question, true or false, your guesses. Alright, you can show it as a decimal, fraction, or percent. On your homework, I'm going to want the fraction. And when you set up the fraction, you set it up like this. The bottom number of your fraction, you guys kind of see how I try to make this a fraction bar? The bottom number is all the possible outcomes. The top number is all your favorable.
What's that like? Favorable outcome?
It means, like, for example, what you're rooting for. So if I said
so
heads or
like
tails and you
yeah.
said tails, your favorable outcome is tails. You have one favorable outcome out of the 2. So that's why it's 1/2.
Garcia, are you going to the basketball game tonight?
Actually, I think I am.
Nice.
Uh,
Yeah, no. You saw me in it? Yeah, I saw Tyson. Yeah,
You can see my
the other definition is something called a sample space. We're going to use this strategy a lot more when we do harder probability problems called compound. But pretty much all that is it displays all the possible outcomes. Instead of just showing a number, you would actually see it like in like a chart or like a tree diagram, a factor tree almost looking thing. Or the only thing is sometimes this strategy of a sample space can take a lot of time. Well, if you make it, it makes answering any question about probability really easy. We're going to have one example at the end, and I'm going to use a sample space to show you. Those of you that walked in late because your notebooks or what have you, I think I'm going to keep this up for a few moments, but I'm going to move on. I'm recording this, so it'll be on my YouTube. I'm probably going to upload it right after next period, maybe during lunch. So if you want the slide, just hit pause on the video, and you can get it. And you can also hear everything I just said.
subscribe.
Yeah.
Subscribe and Garcia. Turn on notifications.
Subscribe.
Huh?
If you
I don't think so.
Yeah, subscribe.
I think some of the kids stopped following me.
Mr. Garcia, you have to put your little bit
I'm a
on like
loyal
shirts. Like your
student,
little
and I'm
bit.
My
following.
bit emoji on
Yeah,
shirts.
your little bit emoji on
Like
shirts.
a- Everybody know. Yeah, can we get you like your
Well, I
We need to get him
merch?
our
Shirts.
don't know if my bit emoji is gonna look like. My mom keeps threatening that next time she sees me, she's gonna shave my face off, and I'm like, no, I like my beard. Because when I FaceTime her, I play with my beard or something like that, and it bothers her, and she's like, I'm shaving that off your face. I'm like, no, it's a stress reliever.
It makes you look weird with it.
Huh?
You all long.
Can we make an emoji merch for you? That you can put the link in the bio of your videos.
Yes. And then
Be
ASMR channel.
Hey, because this class period's 5 minutes shorter, and I'm recording it, I'm going to move on. I am sorry if you did not get it, but it is being recorded. Good morning.
Good morning.
Who said that? Oh, look, he's sharp.
Yeah.
That's what I told him when I saw him too.
Tomorrow we've run into a bit of a snafu. Just wanted to get it on your radar ASAP. We had some volunteers pull out,
Okay.
and so your class was left empty.
Oh, all day planning. Nice.
I have filled it.
Oh, nice.
Caitlin Poole is going to come in with you. JA are on their way with the materials. Charged her with it, but you guys can tag team the material. It's all economics. So, yeah. Nice one.
Literally winging it all day.
It's got a book that tells you all the resources, and a book that tells you the scripting. Because it's built for people that are
Not teachers.
bankers and realtors.
Gotcha. Alright, I'll do my best.
Thank you. Caitlin's on it though, it's her main charge, okay?
Alright.
Go Caitlin.
Don't call her that. It's Mrs. Pulte. Alright. You only write down the blue. The blue. A probability of 0 means that an event is impossible. I'm actually gonna get a standard die 1 through 6. Somebody tell me an example using this dice. What do you call it? Is it a die? It's one is called a die, right? Same, yeah. So using this one black die, if I was to roll this, what is something that would have a probability of 0% chance? Impossible. Ethan. Give me one. Rolling a 0. I wrote a 3. I could do this a million times. Am I ever going to get a 0? No. Rolling a 7. Because are there any 7s on this? No. That would be an example of a
Unless you
0%. What about an example that would, using the same thing, be of 100%?
Always.
Example of 100%. Oh,
rolling one or more.
rolling a
Like the
number
like
equal
one
to
or
1 or greater than 1? Yeah.
One-sided
4.
die.
Steven, what's an example for 100%?
Rolling a number.
Rolling any number.
Rolling.
Yes,
Yes,
you
You didn't get a W. You got a number. Ethan.
Rolling with your hands.
What?
That's
No.
not always it.
Man, I could roll it
It's
with
not
my
true.
fingers.
Some people roll it. When when you talk about probability, you're actually looking at the end result. Like the best one would be rolling a number under 7 or rolling a number 1 or greater than 1.
Are they going to listen to the video and upload it to a quote? Try not
And I also want to point out on this chart. Notice you can write probability as a fraction, as a decimal, and as a percent. When you talk about probability, where do you see it as a percent? Nobody ever see it as a percent? What about weather? Do they show weather with the percent probability of rain?
Yeah.
Yes, weather's a percent.
100% chance of rain. Doesn't rain.
should mean it should never happen for the entire day.
Well, it does anyways.
What about
The news is not always.
maybe as a fraction? Ever see a probability as a fraction anywhere? Like ratios and comparing stuff. Actually, if you really want to think about it, if you ever look at the back of a lottery ticket, usually it'll say this hits 1 out of 4.6 times or something like that. So if you look at a losing lottery ticket, flip it over, which means if you buy 5 of them, in theory, you should hit at least once. Everybody look at the back of a lottery ticket. On the very top, it'll say odds of winning, chance probability of winning will be 1 out of, and it'll say 4, 5, 6, 7 times. It depends on what it is. Yes. Get one of the loser ones, flip it over. Actually, you want to hear your math teacher's opinion about the lottery? Here's my opinion. The lottery,
It's a scam.
I'm going to explain why. The lottery is a tax. Because that money goes to make schools better, road improvements. It actually is a tax. It's not like somebody is getting rich off of it. That would be more like a casino. Now, let's do, for example, my mom likes to play something called the Pick 3, right? She goes, I'm going to play the Pick 3. I'm going to play your birthday, October 3rd, 103. And then I go, Mom, don't play it. It's not worth it. She's like, it could hit, though. I go, yeah, but, like, it's probably not going to. She's like, I'm playing it anyway. I'm like, all right. Anybody understand how this works? So they have these, you ever see those containers, right? And in those containers they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and they'll have a 0, right? And then on the container next to it, is it the same exact container?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's still like the balls and they fly around? Like bingo? Yeah. You never saw the drawing?
And then when they stop, one ball goes in 15.
And then yeah, they have like a suction cup and then one of the balls, and it's not like somebody reaching in and was like, oh, this guy rigged it. It has to be something that you see on TV. And if you watch like the news, so anyway, could you hit like 1, 1, 1 if you wanted to? Yeah, because each of these containers have all those numbers.
She goes, so you're so good at drawing the same thing.
No, they aren't heavier. They're all equal weight. It's all ran through the state. They have to measure that stuff.
I got a question.
Yeah.
Why is there a board that says mouth or milk?
I have no idea. Don't let that distract you.
There's a 1 in 300 chance.
I understand the other side.
Hold on. Let's play my birthday. So this is my mom playing my birthday. Raise your hand if what is the probability of her hitting the first number of 1? Yes.
1 in 10.
1. Look at that. The favorable outcome already favorable is 1 out of all possible. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Even though it's a 9, it's out of 10. What's the chances of the next one hitting a 0?
1 in 2.
There's only 1 0 out of the 10. With a chance of hitting the 3. 1 favorable out of 10. And this is actually compound probability, which means the chances of all 3 of these things happening, one after the other, you would multiply.
1 in 300 chance.
No, it's not even. No. What is 1 times 1 times 1? Not plus. 1 times 1 times 1 is 1. Ready? What's 10 times 10? 100 times another 10. So there's a 1 in 1,000 chance of hitting. And let's say you do hit, right? You're like, yeah, I hit. What do you think it should pay if it's a 1 in 1,000 chance of hitting? You would think, hey, if it's fair, it should pay you $1,000. You know what it pays you? I think it pays you like $250 or something like that. So, but here's the thing: if they paid you all $1,000, they're never going to make any money because they're actually paying out the same odds of what the game is. So the chance of hitting is almost impossible. And even if you do hit, they rip you off. They're not giving you the $1,000 you deserve. They're giving you a fraction. Yeah.
How much does it cost to pay?
$1.
Yeah, but half the time, like the dollar, like stuff that you buy, sometimes you
Huh?
throw away.
They just say, how much money do we want to make? They go, well, we can't pay 800, so we're not going to make as much. So people will be happy winning a couple $100. So here's $200 or $300. That's how they do it. Honestly, think about it. Math. The lottery is a tax for people bad at math. People that play the lottery are paying taxes, and they're not really thinking. They go, I feel lucky. Like my mom. My mom's actually, I don't know. I hate to bash her, but she's not really a mathy person. She does balance her checking book and stuff, but she plays the lotteries. I told her, I was like, you have a 1 in 1,000 chance of hitting. She's like, it's gonna happen. She hit like one time in like 1974, and she's like, oh, it's always gonna happen now. I'm like, no, it's not. Yeah.
My dad has only played the lottery once, and I was back a couple years ago when like that Powerball or whatever was up at like so much money.
So here's the thing with that.
But you only get like a couple $1 million. Still, that's a lot of money, but like out of like how much that was.
So my opinion on like the Mega Millions and the Powerball is this: if it gets up to like $500 million, and it's like, is it worth it for $1 or $2 to have the dream of like, oh, if it was meant to be, it'll find its way, and like it's fun to think, what would you do if those numbers pop up? You know what my wife did to me one time? She bought me a lottery ticket on one of those big jackpots, and she recorded on the DVR the drawing, and I wasn't paying attention.
Yeah.
And then she was like, oh, and then she played it, but she played the winning numbers the day after it came out, and she pretended like it was on TV. And I looked, and I got super excited because I hit the lottery. It was just a joke.
Man, she's got straps.
Huh?
She knows what she's doing.
That's
Yeah.
funny.
Wait, so if you
Huh?
you played it the day before?
If you played it the day before, you would have hit it. If you play the numbers that already won, because you know the drawing, then you don't win anything because it already was drawn, right? So she recorded it and pretended like, oh, you know, I came in, I think I was grabbing food, I came in, they had it on TV, like, oh, here's the drawing. And then I was looking at my numbers, and they're all matching in the same order. That should have been a red flag. Like, all right, example 1. A basketball team has a 70% chance of winning. That would be a good April Fool's joke. Yeah.
Oh no, my
Great, one
parents put
sentence.
pennies on my plate.
No,
I know. That's
Okay. Pretty much the point I'm trying to get across with this example is probability always adds up to 100% or 1. Joseph, what's the probability of the team winning? 70%. So I'm going to put 70% here. Well, guess what? That they still have a percent of losing it. Is there enough information to find out how much they lose? What do you think, Adam? 30%. 30% plus 70% equals 100. That's all of it. There's no tying in basketball. Somebody's got to win tonight. Either Fairview or CCC. They're not going to say tie. They're going to say somebody has to win. They're going to play. They're going to play until somebody wins. No draw.
What's the longest basketball game?
I remember the Indians game though. 21. When I said 21.
Let's say little Jimmy comes up here and he says, you know what? I'm going to have 0.7 and 0.3.
Some guy won like $2 million.
If they did it in green, are they still right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You could write your probability as a decimal. Just make sure they add up to 1.
That's all you have to do.
That's all this one is. We're going to move on to the next one. There is a harder example later on. Ethan.
So remember like 2 seasons ago when the Indians were playing and there was like you would bet on what the next game they would lose and it would be like you put down $100. If they win the next game, you make like $200. And you can just keep doing that.
Oh, and they went on that win streak.
And it reached 21 games. This guy won like $2 or $3 million.
No, I'm talking about this one guy.
Wow, cool story.
21. I remember that.
So Somebody actually bet it over and over again.
You don't mind me.
It's kind of like that bank game, and the people never sit down.
Can we play that back game again? It's
Maybe.
so fun.
Maybe if I can tie more probability into it. Alright, are we good? Should be. Alright. I'm gonna change it. We're gonna change it to a.
What is the common?
What about people? What is the probability of the student
Did you know you're
wearing glasses?
Did you know that you're more likely to die to a vending machine than a shark?
Isn't that
crazy?
Wait, what do you know that you're more likely to die from a lightning bolt?
Take a second. Look around. Try to get. And just so you guys are familiar with mathematicians, mathematicians are lazy. They don't like spelling out stuff. So in probability, they just put capital P. And then what they're talking about, probability of picking somebody with glasses, they put it in parentheses, and they're going to say equals. This means the probability of picking somebody with glasses equals. Not including myself.
Do you want us to take a guess?
No, I want you to look around your classmates, including Lexi. And raise your hand if you have glasses on your head some way or another. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. No, it's just 5.
Wait, what about Andrew?
No, he's not here. Right now, if I was to pick somebody randomly in this class that is wearing glasses, it would be
Should it be student or students?
students. No, I want to know what's the probability of a student wearing glasses. That probability.
Does that count?
No, I'm not a student.
Tell us the answer, Gabby.
Gabby, what's the answer?
Did you count 25?
How many people are in our class?
25 kids are in here right now. Huh?
Five kids wear glasses and then
Yes, that is a fraction.
3, 4.
You should have got 5
Yeah, that's what I got.
out of 25.
Wait,
Or
but that's his class too.
20%. 20?
Actually,
Yeah, 20%.
or divide by 5, it'd be 1/5, which is 20%.
It'd actually be like, I do
Guys, you're gonna have questions on your homework. Write your answer as a fraction.
with the right, with the parentheses and all that. Like with
No, I think it's already set up for you. It's already printed up.
Mr. Garcia, it would have been 625 if I was right.
It would have been 625 if she wore her glasses. It would have been 725. I think Sarah has them sometimes. Don't you sometimes have some fake glasses or no? You wore them once. Could have been 825.
It would have been 9.
If John wore his glasses, he'd have 9 out of
It
25.
would have been 10 if they were
Let's go with it. No,
Yeah,
you're,
Yeah,
you have glasses?
something.
We should do one. What's the probability of kids to get glasses and not wear them? Do you? Can you see back there?
Yeah, we can
Can you see me? Why don't you wear them?
Sound like it.
If you have.
I don't need them at all. I'll wear my glasses
Wait, no,
on
glasses.
Friday.
Hey, hey, quiet down. What if I flipped it around? What if I said, what's the probability of a kid not wearing glasses? What would, James? It can't be 20. Probability has to be under 1. Say again?
25 out of 5.
Okay, let's break that down to 6. 25 out of 5. This equals 5. Can your probability be over 1? No. Somebody help James fix his fraction. What's the probability of a kid not wearing glasses? Ready? It's the same thing. How many total kids are there in class? 25. James, out of those 25 kids in here, how many of you guys are not wearing glasses?
20.
20 out of 25. That's what it would be.
Oh, that's tough.
Just think about it. What's 20 over 25 plus 5 over 25? It'd be 25 over
We do
25.
an experiment. We all stand up and we all mix up and then we pick and we randomly see.
Yeah, but couldn't you just
You want me to do an experiment?
Yeah.
Mr. Garcia? Mr. Garcia?
What's the experiment?
I'll do one real quick. Nolan, give me. You don't have to stand up. I'll just do it like this. Give me a number between 1 and 25.
I'm gonna have to go with 4.
4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Owen, stand up. He's the 4th one alphabetically. He's not wearing glasses. If we did this in theory 5 times, I should find somebody within 5 times. Fine, I picked Owen. Owen, give me another number randomly between 1 and 25. Huh? 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Caitlin, stand up. She does not have glasses. That's 2. Caitlin, pick a number between 1 and 25 that hasn't been picked already. 16. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Ethan, stand up. He does not have glasses. That's 3. We should pick somebody randomly in the next 2 in theory. Ethan, give me a number between 1 and 25. 1. Carter, stand up.
Dang it, Owen.
Give me a number between 1 and 25. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Shay. That was 5. That's called in theory. Give me a number between 1 and 25 that hasn't been picked. 14. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Jessica, stand up. She has glasses. So it should have been 1 out of 5, but it ended up being on the. Is that still pretty close?
Because I think it's because someone wears glasses but they're not wearing glasses right now.
Are you taller than Mr. Garcia?
I don't know.
Probably is.
Yes, I am. Sometimes I wear glasses.
Guys,
I'm taller than North Henry.
do this one on your own. I want you to write probability of no rain.
You got a little body, you big body. It depends on your
I do
Body.
have big body.
You could write your answer as a percent. Alright, the probability of rain to is 28.5%. What would the probability of no rain be?
Oh, I can't say.
I'm looking for an answer as a percent. You could have it as a decimal, you're still right, but.
Okay, buddy.
Show. Did I get it right? Show off, that's right. Excellent. I have labels. Good. You guys got 3 out of 3 in a row.
Look at this legend.
You get 5 out of 5. That means, in theory, you guys should all get it right. 4 out of 4. Ooh, Butter.
Butter, let's get this bread up.
Butter can stay on a roll.
I saw it.
Hey, Court.
No, what if you ruin it?
Oh, sure you know.
In a baby,
We got a 4th Street.
take you 6 feet in a hole.
Hey, let's get it.
So like the rain will be and I need
Alright, last walk around. After you check 80 plus 20.
And his name is John.
Alright,
It's John. You want Peter Griffin with glasses. You no glasses.
people in the middle of my room, stop talking. We're up against the wall with the timing. Subtraction is what you want to do. 100 minus 28.5. And
1.5.
yes, there's a little trouble with borrowing. If you're going to borrow the 1 from the 100, you're left 99. Should have been 71.5%. What if somebody wrote 71.5?
No.
Because that has to be smaller than 1. There's one more example. This is the sample space one. You do not have to write this whole thing. I will show you what I want you to write. I want you to write there is 3 green, 4 purple. I want to know how many white buttons would make drawing a purple 2 nines. Just write whatever I highlighted. And just so you know, I've done this. This is now my 3rd time doing this lesson. I think I had 2 kids get this one right. This is a hard question.
What? Carl has 3 green buttons and 4 purple buttons. How many white buttons should be added? How do you mean so many buttons?
Oh, so the probability of drawing purple ones. I didn't read it all.
What? What?
I think 2 out of about 60 kids got this one right.
Seriously, if you just read from to the end of white buttons, Carl has 3 green buttons and 4 purple buttons. How many white buttons? Excuse me.
Should be added.
Well, let's do the probability of purple right now. So right now, well, let's think about this. Right now,
Oh, I think I got it.
how many green does he have? 3. I'm gonna write 3 green G's. I'm colorblind, so help me with colors. What color is purple?
So he draws them.
Is it this one?
Yeah.
No,
One over, yeah, that's not that one. That's that one. No, it's not.
All right, 4 purple. 1, 2, 3, 4.
You want to start that now?
This is a good
I wish I
strategy.
could calculate the answer.
What's the probability right now with no white of drawing a purple? Let's go with Devin. What's the probability of drawing purple right now? 4 out of 7. 4 desirable outcomes out of the 7. Is 4 sevens? Is 4 sevens the same thing as 2 nines? No. So you guys start adding white to get the probability to come down. Here's a hint. What's a fraction equivalent to 2 nines? Where's your hands? Marty?
Corey Haynes.
Yes. And look, 4 purple matches up. So really, we just want to keep adding white buttons until we get to a total of 18.
Sorry.
Yeah, what is it?
The answer?
Try. Yeah. 8. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The probability right now would be 4 out of 15.
No.
You gotta keep adding them, right?
Yeah. See.
How many more?
4. No. 3 more.
3 more.
So 11.
Thanks for stealing my ice cream.
Right
Yeah,
now.
you lost all. You lost all.
Yeah, but you started it. You started stealing his ice cream. Why do you steal his ice cream?
Hey Carter, I have no more respect for you.
You have no more respect for you.
I just said.
Yeah, everybody was like,
I'll take
Those are hard questions.
That's actually too
I
hard.
don't know why. I
I want the one
multiplied the green.
Hey, you're not backing up. This I got almost 7 minutes left, and this is what we're gonna. This is not the stuff we're doing right now. This is homework, and your answer should just be as a fraction. It's actually not that hard. On the front side, the other classes did this in 3 or 4 minutes. It's only 3 questions. pretty easy. How about this? Because we're up against it, just do 1 and 2. That'll save some time. Do 1 and 2. Somebody help pass out. Everybody look at this side. You're doing 1 and 2. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, go on. When we put the broken in today. He's 6 today. Yeah, his glasses. Yeah.
Aiden raged on Xbox yesterday and threw his glasses and
They always say, yeah, I.
My cousin threw his mic and missed it.
he's on a plate. He had like $200 rage on glasses. Did you get them out of
Johnny.
No, what's today's date?
That's how I like
Saves the 6. Thank you. Hey, those of you that are packing up back there, you don't need to do that right now. You have time in between classes. Sit down and do this. If you want me to go into your lunchtime, I will. You don't need those 5 minutes in between classes. This side, I just want you to do 1 and 2 in the next 3 minutes of your homework. The back side will be homework. I'm going to set my timer for 2 minutes and 30 seconds.
You're still recording.
Set a timer for 2 minutes and 30 seconds.
Okay, your timer is set for 2 minutes and 30 seconds.
It's a Australian guy.
He's like 21, sorry. Secretly.
Oh my goodness.